Well, good morning and welcome to Adventures in Awakening. I hope you have an adventure in awakening today. You should have one. Adventures in Awakening is an insight. Oh, suddenly you see clearly. Suddenly what was confusing, fragmented, broken up, disintegrating, falling apart, comes together in I see. When you see, everything is clear. No fog. You can see forever, you see. No boundaries, no impediments. That's what awakening is, no impediments. Vast space where nothing is holy, no thing is special. Vast space, you see. No impediments. But this is not a permanent state. This is not like the promised land or heaven, where you are fixed, you see, in a permanent thing. No, life is impermanent, says Buddha. So it's a verb. It's always unfolding awakening, unfolding awareness, unfolding knowing, you see. But there's a dance between the two. There's the seeing, and then there's the fixing. And then we get tense and anxious because we're fixed. We can't see the whole. And then we break out and we see. I see. And then the world fixes again. So it's kind of like a freezing and a thawing. Ignorance is the freezing. I know what everything is now. I've arrived. Everything is known. Everything is fixed by me, you see, and everything is what I want it to be, what I know it to be. I've got my pleasures, I got my pains, I got my, everything is organized, everything is working fine, and then, bam, it all falls apart. The storm comes and gets between the signal and the TV, and it all breaks up, you see. And now what was fixed is fragmented. It looks like a Picasso painting. Everything is coming apart, you see. I don't know who am I? I don't even know who I am, you see. This is like the dark night of the soul where your world is breaking up. And this was Jake Sully in the Avatar. He didn't know which was real, the sky people, the earth mind, or the Pandora mind. Which one is the dream? Which one is real? Waking up in the morning from a really strong dream, there's a moment when you don't know what's real, the dream or the bedroom. Am I waking up to a dream? Am I leaving one dream and coming to the real, or am I leaving the real and coming to the dream? I don't know. So we all come upon these moments, you see, where we don't know. We know it's terrifying. It's a nightmare, you see. So the point we're playing with here is that our lives are a dance between freezing the world into fixed and stable and secure. I know who I am. I know who you are. We all have a place. We all have a role. We all do what's expected. But it's very boring and dead and flat, you see. It has no meaning, no juice, no vitality, but it's secure. It's safe, you see. It's known. So the known is safe. The unknown or the unknowable is risky, not safe, because the unknowable breaks up what's fixed. We live in just think about it. So you got the fixed, now use the metaphor of a frozen pond. It's all stable and fixed. Right? Suppose you put a hot penny on the frozen lake. It will begin to melt a hole in the fixed. Now, if you identify with the fixed, with the safe, with the secure, and there's the hot penny of the unknowable on it, you have to make that unknowable known and make it fit into your known world, or else you will melt and you will become water. And you will have no security now of the fixed known world. You'll be the signal on the TV that's breaking up because a storm has got between the signal and the TV. Everything is coming apart. The center cannot hold, you see. The center cannot hold, and that is terrifying. So we work to restore the center. We restore the fixed. We want to get back to the stability and security because we cannot tolerate change, you see. This is where Buddhism comes in for me. Life is everything, all life. The cosmos, reality is impermanent. That means it's changing. Nothing is fixed. Even Einstein said that. There's no place in the universe that's fixed. Jesus said there's no place for the Son of Man to rest his head. There's nothing fixed. You can't rest on anything. If you do, well, you freeze the water. You freeze the pond, you see. You freeze your world and make it fixed. And now you feel safe because everything now feels permanent. Blackstone, where I live, I always say, well, this is the center of the world because it's fixed. You go away from Blackstone, 10 years, come back, it's still the same Blackstone. We all know that. You go back home, it's still the same home. It's fixed. I've been unfixed out there. Go home, I get recentered. I get stabilized. Parents are still the same. But it's a curse. But anyway, I'll get in there. But the point is, the modern world is very impermanent. Today's neighborhood tomorrow will be a parking lot. You see, in the urban world, everything is changing. Buildings coming up, buildings going down, neighborhoods changing, new people coming in, old people going out, change, impermanent, unfixed, unstable, and uncertain, and very scary. What's fixed? Who am I? You see, I feel unfixed. So when I feel unfixed, you see, because the world is not fixed, I'm afraid of death. You see, death is unfixed. The ultimate unfixed, you see. So when we're getting down here, we're digging down here into this, what's the ground of all this fear and all this turmoil in America? It's the fear of change. It's the fear of life, you see. Because life is impermanent. It's not fixed. In Zen, the understanding of time is different in Buddhism. But not just in that. I mean, Bergson, the idealistic English philosopher, also had the same view of time. He said, things don't change. Things are change. Think about that. There are no things in this viewpoint. Just verbs. No nouns. Everything is action. Everything is movement. I mean, we know that. Even this house looks fixed, but we know it's changing. The house that I'm in, just when I said that, is not the same house that I'm in now. The you that was this morning is not the same you that you are now. It's all changed. But we fix the world so it appears to be permanent, so we can move around in it. You'd say it would be like living in an LSD trip, unless we could fix the world. That's why people like LSD. I never took it, but even pot a little bit. It's because it kind of like breaks up that fixity. It kind of like breaks up the thingness of things, the permanent. We feel the fluidity. We feel the water moving, you see. It breaks up the ice of the mind and the center, which is the ego, which is me, you see. So I'm the center of the world mind, and if the world mind gets a little unstable, I'm unstable, and I get kind of afraid of what? Death. What is death? It's unknowable. Yeah, now, if the world is impermanent, I can't know it, can I? Because what I know right now has already changed. In other words, every moment is change, so everything you know is yesterday. Everything you know and fix, I know what that is, it's already gone. So what we see is the last moment. What we see is our memory. You see? Think about it, meditate on that. What we see, just like if you go up at the night and you look at the stars, do you think you're seeing the stars now? You're seeing the stars light years away. You're seeing old stars. They might even have exploded, but you won't know it until the light gets to you. What, 100 light years away? You know what I mean? You're looking at big yesterdays when you look at the stars. But that same principle applies now. You're looking at me, and the me that you're seeing right now is different from the me that was just speaking a second ago. Every second, reality is impermanent or moving, but we have to fix it so we can catch a bus. That's why we're so afraid of Alzheimer's, because Alzheimer's is kind of like a metaphor for our fear of losing our memory. And it's our memory that fixes the world. Oh, I know who you are. I met you yesterday. But that person is completely different. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am, except your memory of me. And we don't even know ourselves except our memory of ourselves, you see. So we don't, who are you? Well, I'm Ed Connolly, and I live in Blackstone, and I have all these personality quirks, and I do this and I do that. That's all memory. That's all memory. That's all yesterday. But yet we still have to fix that so we can catch a bus. So we can go to the store and people say, "Hi, Ed." So I can find my way. I don't have to, take an animal, for instance. An animal doesn't see the world in its memory. Well, it does, but there's an animal is always seeing the world as now. And look at a cat, when it comes in the room, it's got to sniff out anything. It's always like an adventure. It checks around and sniffs and checks out everything to make sure it's okay. It's always there might be a mouse here. It's always looking, checking, you see. It's not living in a fixed memory world like we are, you see. So this is the human burden, but it's also the human blessing. It's a curse and a blessing. So we're getting down to the root here, and this basically is the radical understanding of Zen Buddhism. It's really about time and the fact that we are time. We are not in time, but we are in one viewpoint, so we can catch a bus. I'm a thing in time, and there's a bus over there, and it's going to take me 2 minutes to go get the bus, and then the bus will take 5 minutes to get me there, and then there will be time to do this, and then there will be time to do that. So we live in that. It's functional. Nothing wrong with that. But it's not the whole picture, you see. It's missing something. It's missing a dimension. It's missing a timeless dimension. The cross, like this. This horizontal is time. Past, Big Bang, or God created the earth, and whoop, all the way to the end of time, the resurrection and Armageddon or whatever is way up there, you see. So it's a horizontal ruler of time we live in. Somewhere along, we measure it all. Well, here I am, 2021. It's a little mark on this ruler, like that, you see. And that's kind of like the common sense world we live in. And that world was really born with Newton and science and Descartes and the age of reason in the 16th century. That viewpoint of being in time as a thing in time was really dominant then and came into full bloom with the Renaissance, but it became the only worldview. And now we're questioning it because it leaves out something. It's flat, has no meaning. I'm just a billiard ball on a big universal billiard table, and I'm only going to be hit around a while, and everybody's hitting me and trying to knock me in the pocket, and I'm clinging on to the pool table as long as I can, but eventually I'm going to go in the pocket and disappear, and that's it. What's the meaning in that, you see? It's a viewpoint. It's a viewpoint, you see. So we're just like Avengers and Awakening, or basically questioning your viewpoint. You've got to question your assumptions. Is it true that I'm just a thing in time, like a pool ball, waiting for somebody to hit me, trying not to be hit, hitting others? Oh, that guy's bumping into me. I got to put him in the pocket. Boom. And he's trying to put me in the pocket. Boom. Anyway, you see, that's a viewpoint. What is the vertical dimension? You see, this is the horizontal, the pool table of time. So what is the vertical? Well, you notice the reference to the cross here, right? The vertical dimension is timeless. It's always now. You know, there's Eckhart Tolle and New Age and non-duality. Oh, everything is timeless. You know, the eternal now, being here now, the Ram Dass group, be here now. What does that mean? It means don't be in time. It means be time, or not be impermanent. Be empty. You see, time has form. Emptiness has no form. It's like the inside. I'll have a cup here. Here's a martini, my Monkey Martini glass. Which one is the real monkey? There's the inside and the outside, right? What do we see? We see the outside. That's form. That's in time. This has a time span to it. It's going to last so much. I don't know. If I drop it, that's the end of its time. You only get to drop it once. Knock it over once, you see, and that's the end of its being in time. It's no longer being in time. But what's the inside? You see, you can't see the inside, but it's the inside that makes the thing work. Without the inside, I couldn't drink it. It'd be solid, all form. So it's the emptiness, and emptiness is timeless. There's no time to empty. Time is with the form, you see. Form has time. You can measure it. It'll be here so long, you see. It's a thing in time. It was made. It'll have a lifespan, and it will end. Okay? But the emptiness has no measurement. The emptiness has no form. The emptiness has no beginning. The emptiness has no end. And yet, it's the emptiness that makes the martini work. So, who are you? Are you form? Or are you empty? Or are you both, you see? But our Newtonian pool table universe only sees form. There's no emptiness on the pool table, except the pool player. Aha. The pool player is not on the pool table. You are not on the pool table. But you are making the world, the pool table, work. But you're empty. You're not there. You can't find yourself on the pool table. So it's interesting about pool. I use that as my favorite metaphor. The goal of pool is to get all the balls off the table, to be the last one standing. So the goal is to get to emptiness. The goal is to get to emptiness in time. Of the resurrection, emptiness. Go to heaven, emptiness. Armageddon, maybe not that, but the end of time in Christian, emptiness. Emptiness. We all want to get to emptiness in time. When I get to emptiness or get to heaven, I certainly want to know it. Otherwise, what's the point? You see, I want to get enlightened, but I want to know it when I get there. I want to be awakened, but I got to know it. I want to experience it. I want to experience awakening. Otherwise, what's the point? But it's like saying, I want to experience Death. You see, when I die, I want to know it. I want to experience it. I want to be able to watch it like it's on TV. I want to be outside of it, you see. I want to be outside of form so I can know it, you see. So here's the thing. I hope you're hanging in with me. The emptiness is knowing. When you know what, the pool player knows the table, but he's not on it. So the pool player doesn't know himself. Or, if the eye cannot see the eye, the seeing cannot see the seer, you see. That's always unknowable. So the emptiness is the eye that sees things, but you can't see the eye. It's unknowable. So you know everything, but you can't see the knower. The knower is unknowable. Only the known is known, and that's what you know. It's knowable because you know it, but you don't know the knower, you see. So the emptiness cannot be form. The emptiness makes the cup, makes the glass, you see. It's the emptiness that makes the martini. But you can't know the emptiness. Am I thoroughly confusing you? Okay, we'll let it drop there. We'll pick this up again tomorrow. Okay, thanks for dropping in.